Right. Hi, I'm Ben. This is Ildi.
Hi, and welcome back to the, very much loved series of ours, which is K-pop classics.
Classics.
Which you just love doing. It just really helps me to feel better about life. And if you
This
like,
nostalgia is very healthy.
okay, is it almost 20? It's 23 years ago. It
Yeah,
seems.
this first one we're watching. I
20.
should probably explain who we're watching, shouldn't I? We're watching the Korean dance duo Turbo
Oh my
from
gosh. Okay.
the mid to late 90s.
To be fair, like this their name reminds me of like, the very, very basic video games that I used to play with, like cars, and then you had the button to push turbo, and then it was like going high speed. So I'm wondering if it's going to be just as exciting.
When you got the non-standard PlayStation controllers that had turbo and all it did was hold down a button for you, and it was not as exciting as it suggested. But this is just as exciting as it suggests.
Yeah, it is going to be just as exciting. So the first one we are watching is Black Cat Nero. So, but
Yes.
Nero means black in Italian.
Nero. Yeah. So it's this song is like a reworking of an Italian nursery rhyme about a black cat. So I don't know how they turned that into a banging 90s dance tune.
Wherever you get your inspiration from can be anything, isn't it?
So if we have any Italian viewers, you will probably get a good laugh out of this.
Amazing. Okay, I can't wait. This is going to be a live performance.
Yep.
The crop is already suggesting some amazing experiences.
Yes.
So old school, awesome. Okay, let's start, because I'm like, do we have subtitles or anything?
I don't think so, no.
Anyway, let's
But
do
this
it.
is just going to be madness, right? So 3, 2, 1, turbo.
네, 인기가요 베스트 올 시에 또 한국인
Are they number one performers or winning overall? Okay.
Probably. They were very popular, like, straight from the off.
Okay, the synth. Oh gosh.
So good.
Without for you. Okay, that's good. Okay, this is very demanding, first of all.
This is Kim Jung Nam, rapper and choreographer. And here's Kim Jong Kook, darling of the variety world.
He basically looks the same, by the way.
Yeah, he hasn't aged. He's just gotten more swole as time goes on.
Oh my god.
That's the best choreography.
It's like you're trying to smash your keyboard.
Yeah. It's so damn good.
And the votes are in already, apparently. 101, 1,101. And the time is also on the screen. This is a very informative music show.
It's very, yeah. This intense techno is all that I want from life, to be honest.
He has an insanely high voice.
Yeah, it's always funny with Kim Jong-kook, isn't it? He's this like giant muscly guy, and then he's like got the sweetest voice in the world.
Yeah.
Troll dance.
The keyboard dance.
Get troll in the comments.
Yeah. I'm watching this with like a researcher eye. Oh wow!
Oh, look at this
Getting
charisma.
closer to the camera.
Oh, the fangirls are dead.
But I love the fact that you can't see his eyes.
No, it's just a hat. It's just a living
A
hat.
bucket hat or something. I mean, to be fair, if you look at this, it feels like a concert, because you can see the audience being very close by. And like with all the stairs, and it is like a massive set,
This
isn't it?
dance is like even more amazing than I remember.
Okay, I get the nursery rhyme part.
Yeah.
Like I totally get like the part where there's like this is some like a kind of like a foreign feel to it that they incorporate. Like, oh yeah, I totally get that part. Okay, first of all, it was very short. Like it was very, very short song compared to like the usual 4.5 minutes.
Dance, 3 minutes of magic type thing.
3 minutes, and then you can't move afterwards. At least I couldn't.
Don't you hip in there?
Oh my god! Okay, it's just like I was sitting like on my legs, and it just hurts. But as you can tell, somebody's not hurt by all this demanding dancing. It's clearly Turbo who have just insane amount of energy. Okay, one thing. Okay, let's concentrate on the music. It's definitely very of its time.
Yes.
Like this techno was so in.
It's almost behind its time because this is like very much what was popular early 90s in the West, like Snap and like M People and stuff like that. Like these 90s dance tracks, absolutely massive over here.
Well, then it's probably, my home country, Hungary, was also back behind with Korea, because for us, this was popular late 90s too. It was...
I mean, it was also kind of popular in the late 90s here, but I guess this was mostly like rhythm is a dancer type, like early 90s awesomeness that we just love.
Yeah, I think...
Like, I grew up with this stuff, which is probably why I love Turbo so much. My mom loves it.
The funny thing is, it reminds me of, like, this is a very weird story, but, like, I used to be, like, a university fresher camp and, like, party organizer back in Hungary when I did my BA, my bachelor's. Long story short, like, these bands were really, really popular, like, in the 90s, also, in Hungary or whatever. And I always had fights with the older organizers at the uni, because they wanted to bring these groups to university festivals to play as like one of the main acts. And I was always telling them, like, this is really lovely and I love the fact that you love them, but the freshers now, like,
don't love them.
They don't know. It's not even they never heard of them before. Like, it's just like, why do we want to, get these artists back all the time when the freshers actually don't know anything about them? But the interesting thing for me is, like, this music it just swept the world, isn't it? Like, techno was so massive.
I think it's interesting this as well. You can look at kind of the early seeds being planted of like K-pop stuff where, it's a dance song, but we must have a rap in it.
Yeah, that is true, because
like,
rap,
this
rap
is very
wasn't
true
in,
with
like techno stuff.
It's true with like everything from when Kim Jong-nam was in the group, because he was in Turbo for the first 2 years, and then he just kind of like ran away and didn't want to do it anymore.
Is this Mickey?
No, this is
this is another guy.
So they started off with Kim Jong-nam and Kim Jong-kook.
Okay.
Kim Jong-nam is the dancer and choreographer. He was very known for his like insane flexibility and like robot arm type ludicrous flailing stuff.
Yeah, you could definitely see this style, like even early Super Juniors, like this is what they would be. This is what they would ask of them to do on like variety shows, like to show how skillful you are, and that would be the dance.
It's a lot of like pop-in and like
pop-in
crazy
dance,
like snaky arm type craziness.
Yeah, it's kind of like that specific type of street dance. Okay.
I think like I don't know what the demands were, but I think he was more a dancer than he was a singer. So they just kind of brought him in to be a ludicrously good dancer and choreograph the dances, and then just kind of rap to add to the song as much as he could, I guess.
To be fair, that still happens with like K-pop groups. If it's like a lot of numbers, you would have choreographers and you would have dancers who have that role, and then they excel in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And sometimes they branch out and do other stuff, but like, their main thing is being a dancer, being a choreographer. Like, for example, like 17's Hoshi, he has a really, good voice or whatever, but like his main thing is a choreographer, and he's pretty damn good at it, let's face it.
I think that's why I'd say like this is the start of it, because it's not like Kim Jong-nam, there's nothing wrong with this rap. But it's just it's not super technical, and it's not super like, you wouldn't point to it as like an industry leading rapper, I guess, because it's not his job really. He's a dancer, and he's really good at dancing. So like, this is more kind of similar to the first and second gen type K-pop stuff, where they would just get someone in, if they're a visual, they're beautiful, and they do a bit of rap on the side, or like if they're a dancer, they dance amazingly and they do a bit of rap or a little bit of vocals on the side. Like, it's not their main job. Like, it's quite clear in Turbo, Kim Jong-kook is there to be the main vocal, to carry a lot of the songs, and Jung-nam is there to dance, choreograph, and put a rap in. So it's kind of like they've got their own jobs and they're really good at their jobs.
In terms of like the scene at that time, Ben, like, and also people who are watching, we received some amazing comments from Korea.
Yes.
We are translating it.
One of you suggested the duo, who we're now even more interested in after reading that one of their members sadly died very, very, very recently after Turbo debuted.
Oh gosh, so we're gonna look into more, K-pop classic stuff. It just takes time because we need to research it a bit better because we don't know a lot about it in the first place. But we are trying, and this is an example of trying. So so what I was wanted to ask, like in that landscape back in the day, where was Turbo groundbreaking in a sense that like were they the only techno group? Because here's the thing, the rhythm. Like I am no expert in terms of I am not perfect with like matching the beat. But I'm pretty certain that the BPM of this song was very, very similar to "Hey everybody, guys, look at me." So it's like the intro to the song.
Yeah.
It's like, it was almost the same pace. So it was kind of like, and that had techno elements as well. That song, so they seem to be purely techno or like purely dance, while other groups just incorporated some elements. Or what was the kind of?
Well, I think they started off really as like a major dance group. Like their first album, which I really quite like. Yeah. A lot of it is very kind of pumping like techno that you would get in a club over here in the early 90s.
Or I'm guessing also in Korea now.
Yeah,
I love the fact that they have it. Let us know, guys. But like as far as I looked into it, there are clubs for specific age groups, and then they would play the music what that age group likes.
Yeah. There's so like discos for like 60-year-olds, and they all go there all night, and it's like whoa.
That would be my trot heaven.
Yeah. It'd be great.
So it's like so you were saying that like some groups incorporated but they started out as very much like a...
Yeah, I think they were pretty much a hard and fast dance group. That's what they did. Like I think when I was reading up on them anyway, the Wikipedia or whatever, don't know how reliable this is, but they were like they debuted as a proper dance group and kind of like as a rival to the duo, who had that sad news a month after Turbo debuted. But so I guess kind of laid the groundwork for them to be able to do amazing things like this, and they were pretty immediately successful. It looks like with Turbo, like their first album was a huge success, and I think I was watching them on Infinite Challenge Totoga when they brought back loads of 90s acts.
I think we should watch that.
Well, yeah, we absolutely should. But they were talking about when, because I think they got Jungkook on, and then Jungnam popped up out of nowhere. No one had seen him for years, and he was like, "Oh, hey, I'll do this with you." And like he hadn't spoken to Kim Jong-kook for like 8 years or something.
Jesus
like,
Christ, that must be awkward.
Over 10 years or something ludicrous like that. And they were saying that they disappeared very suddenly because they just were sick of the demands and the ludicrous schedule, and they just ran off. And like Jungnam just ran off and never came back. So like their immediate success kind of became an issue for them because they were very, very much in high demand immediately and constantly. From when they started to when Jungnam left.
And that is a very interesting story, guys. If you know more, please let us know. And wow, that is it sounds like a documentary to be made for me. Like that sounds like something that I would write. As you guys know, I studied. I'm just gonna graduate in 6 days from film school. So it's like it is something that I would write a treatment on because it sounds like an interesting story about like why did he go away? What did he do afterwards? Like he disappeared from public eye. How, when, why, and what can we do now? So it's like it's interesting. Anyway, we're gonna watch another song very shortly, and guys, let us know what you think, and keep the energy up. I'm guessing. See you in a bit.